because I think that it would be helpful for a few of you, and I know I sent email notes to people, to get some feedback from your fellows tonight on direction and let others help you. It's good for them, good for you guys to help each other. Helps you see better, helps you think better. It's not always effective if it's always me giving you the direction. It's very effective for you to give direction and receive direction from a peer. All right, so we're in Photoshop, and I already have this screenshot of a web page. So basically, I'm just going to add a new layer and then toss that. Okay, and again, I'm going to start with a very similar kinds of techniques. I do know that people, depending on their Photoshop comfort level and prowess, use tools like selections alternately to using shape tools, but I'm going to show you how to use Photoshop in a very similar way to what I just did in Illustrator by using shape tools, rectangle tools. So here is my rectangle shape tool, and I'm going to double click and change the fill on this to gray and click and drag out my first item. And you'll notice what that's going to put in the layer menu here is rectangle 1. Okay. So if I don't like that at this point, I can go Command T, I'm on that layer, and I can change the height of this as I so choose, even though it's already a shape. Okay. And if you look up in the menu at the top when you are using the shape tools, you're going to notice that there are some choices up here. There's shape, path, and pixels. I know that might look really tiny there, but I'm highly going to suggest highly that you use shape. Okay. Then again, I'm going to create a rectangle. It's almost the same. Moving to the Move tool, I'm going to start moving this and try that again. I'm going to press the Option key and move it, and you can see there is the second one. Okay. This doesn't have the Command D though, so I can't use that. I'm going to press the Option key and start moving this again. And using the arrow keys, I do have alignment tools, but I'm not ready for them yet. Then I'm going to hold the Shift key and select these other two layers, but I'm doing it in the Layers panel, not on the screen. That's where I have to select them, here in the Layers panel, not on the screen. I could select them on the screen if I did this Show Transform Tools, but I just didn't have it on right now, and I just went with my usual. You know, it's like playing a musical instrument. There's certain things you just kind of get used to doing certain ways. And then there's new features that get put in, and yeah, I could do it that way too. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So then again, it's Command T, which is to scale or resize, and I'll drag this over to where I want it to be. Return. There is a paintbrush tool in here, but not really a line tool per se, to create the little menu situation over here, little menu design element. If I go to the brush tool, you'll see that there's one called a pencil. And then from the pencil tool, you can see I have 150 pixel width pencil, probably not that helpful. And I'm going to type 2 right there for the pencil height, pencil thickness, toggle to black, and make sure I'm on a new layer. It will not draw on these shape layers. You notice I get the no symbol, so I need a fresh layer to paint on or draw on. And then I'll create this little line here. It looks awfully thin. Command Z, because I feel like it's too thin. Checking, okay, pencil, I think it needs to be 4. I'm going to up it 2, 1, 2, really, 4. So here I'll type in 4 and click and drag. That was funny. Okay, click and hold the Shift key. I'm holding the Shift key to make a straight line when I draw. Now I want to use this straight line again, and since it's on a transparent layer, I can get the Move tool, position my cursor on it, and one more time here, Option drag that, Option click and drag, okay, and Option click and drag again. Okay, so that's that. Okay, type elements. Menu. You know that does say menu. I know it does. Let's try it again. Click. Come on, baby. I'm clicking and dragging a box. Now I'm getting it. Menu. Right, select my text. Go into the text field. Increase the size. It's not the right font. I want that new font that I just was working with. It's called Sans something or other. Very descriptive name. Open Sans is what it is. LMNO. Open Sans. LMN. Open. OP. Open Sans. Okay, it's making sense? You good? All right. So following this, I'm not going to put in all the same elements. I'm just going to show you what to do if you do get to start putting in your images. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. So if I paste, I'm not going to get anything because I have nothing on my clipboard. However, if I open, and I know you guys are tired, I'm going to get you out of here soon. There's my image. I'm going to go Command A to select all and Command C to copy. And then jumping over here to my layout, which I'm going to call, save as layout 02. And I don't want it to be a TIFF. I was working a TIFF earlier today, so I want to put that back into Photoshop and save and OK. And then I'm going to paste. I'm going to paste and see, where it is. Well, clearly this is not the right size. It's certainly a better idea that you don't do what I'm about to do, which is to size this by stretching it, because I'm likely to lose some quality, but I want to keep it proportional, so I'm holding the Shift key. Okay. Return. And then I'm going to, for this layer, select all and cut it. Coming down here to my top rectangle, which is this one, which is none of those, which is this one. Okay, I'm selecting this rectangle. I'm going to pull the layers panel over because it's a little stuffed over there. And with this layers panel selected, we're going to go, there's a couple ways we could do it. We could do rasterize layer, but the easiest thing I think is, as long as this layer is selected, is for us to go select, and something needs to get, try that again here, select, and I'm going to go select, and I want to do load selection, but it will not let me do that. So I'm going to tell this layer here from the flyout menu to rasterize. I want to take this object and I want to turn it from being pixels into actually, from being a shape into being pixels. So I'm going to go to layer, and from the layer menu I'm going to go to rasterize shape. That takes it from being a shape into just pixels. And then we can go select, load selection, rectangle 1 transparency. That's selecting the negative area here. The negative, or basically the area based on the pixels that exist. And then I can go edit and paste special, paste into. And when you do paste into, it's actually making a thing called a layer mask. And there it is, paste into. Instead of having a transparent background, I'm going to select the bottommost layer, which is turned off, and add a layer with that layer still selected. I'm going to bring a color white into the situation. Command A to select all, and Option Delete to fill to white in the background. I think you can figure out the rest from here. Okay. Any questions on anything I covered in the demo? Yes. As I mentioned at the beginning of the tutorial, you can make your dimensions, standard dimensions, based on anything that you look up, sizes in Dreamweaver, or measurements that you pull off of a homepage. I made this one based on the Adobe homepage to be the image size of 1914 by 956. But it's really no one standard. Okay. All right, my people, I hope that this has been helpful tonight and that you feel like you've got